Hey guys, we're going to continue the YouTube series with the racing guides. This is going to be the fifth installment. This time around we're going to be covering the zones after Brutus, so Prisoner's Gate, Coves, and we're going to probably get to Raft because Prisoner's Gate is kind of a difficult zone. Like I explained before, after we do the Brutus fight, we take off a chest piece, no problem there. We pick up a Flame Blast, so make sure to equip this as fast as possible. And Prisoner's Gate is kind of it's a simple and a difficult zone at the same time, meaning most of the mobs are very simple. However, there are two bosses that 99% of the time you will ignore. One of them is a lightning goat, the other one is the fire dog. So it can get tricky. This is the lightning goat. You will always meet this boss because the map is kind of linear. Try and avoid it. In general, avoid goats because they destroy your fire traps, so it's kind of sketchy. Blue packs are always welcome, and the amount of stuff that we kill in this zone is very, very random, so to say, because sometimes you can have like only goats, no blue mobs, bad packs of beetles, no dogs, and then you can run past it. This is the second boss, the fire dog. It's typically in the exact same spot. So the mobs can be extremely random, but it doesn't matter. Like, as long as you get a little bit of EXP, you can always overstay in Coves, and that way you're still gonna be fine with EXP even if you didn't kill anything here. Luckily, I'm getting a lot of blue packs. I'm kind of over leveling. Pick up the leather belt. You know, I should have picked up those wisdom scrolls, but yeah. With passages like these, you never know. You have to pick a side. You either go right or left. There's no mechanic to this, right? There's no there's no telling where it's gonna be. You just have to do it. But you can see that the map is very linear. You just, you just basically follow the road, and I think once or twice you have to pick a direction, and it's kind of up to RNG where you go. There is a thing, if you pick a side and then you see that you're going up a ramp, that zone will be a corrupted zone, so don't go that way. That means that you have to go the other way. And yeah, with this zone it's quite simple. Some people since you are level 9 at this point, some people like to go and vendor some stuff, some people like to look for the waypoint, it's not really efficient, so I don't recommend it. The best way I feel to clear this zone is just stick to the water. This will guarantee that you will get to Coves as fast as possible. And yeah, I don't typically kill anything here. The mobs are annoying. Even blue packs like these I run past, especially if I got some EXP in Prisoner's Gate. You can see that these mobs are really just not worth it, especially compared to the next zone, which is Coves, which just gives us a lot of stuff. So we're in Coves, and Coves, like I said, it's a very situational zone. I don't know why my... Oh, I'm recording on the wrong thing. Okay. Great. Whatever. Alright, this is going to be kind of random. Sorry guys, I didn't even notice that I was recording on the wrong scene. So yeah, Coves is kind of random, simply because it's very dependent on the amount of EXP that you get. Typically, I like to get level 10, level 10 and a half, something like that, because I like the next zones you really shouldn't be killing too much. So focus on the bandits, focus on the crabs. Lightning tendrils really comes in handy. Try and avoid the birds because they're very bad mobs. Like, all these birds are pretty crap. And there is a last resort kind of a thing for this one. Obviously, pick up sapphire ring. You want to pick up sapphire, ruby rings, iron rings. Like I've explained in the previous videos, you always want to pick stuff like that up. Sometimes you might kill some mobs and then leave a fire trap there for the birds to die. But yeah, there is a middle to this map. If you're very underleveled, there is a middle to this map, and this middle is somewhere around the exit. And this middle always has a blue pack. Typically has also a rare, but it's not 100%. So make sure that as soon as you get level 10, you equip the Flame Blast. You can equip this instead of the Spark, or you can keep the Spark. It depends on your sockets. it's definitely better to level up your Flame Blast than your Spark, right? So these mobs you can kill if you don't have enough EXP, if you, I don't know, your packs were terrible. This typically doesn't happen anymore, but it is a choice. It does get you away from the next zone though. Like we got lucky here, we see this, but also this is pretty much the same. Follow the road, fire trap the zombies. Scion takes 2 fire traps typically in this zone just to keep it safe. That was luckily a crit. And yeah, you can see that once you see this bird, you're there. But stick to the water and you'll be completely fine. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer, but it is the safer route. You don't need to add skill points, anything like that, right? It doesn't matter too much. So we get to Cavern of Wrath. Like I said, you should be around level 10. I kind of over level just for the purpose of the guide, kind of. I over leveled. I like to, if I don't get any ruby or sapphire rings or anything like that, I like to go and check the vendors, or in the previous zone if you're level 10 and you happen to see the waypoint. Checking is not a bad idea either. Depends how safe you feel with the fight, depends if you have some resist gear, depends if you have, plus ones. It all depends. This is something that you kind of have to learn by feel, obviously adding skill points on the way. And I like to take added lightning simply because if we don't need the flame blast, I like to attach my fire trap to my added lightning if I have the sockets. This is also why in the previous videos I explained that I like a green-blue setup, not only because we can attach flame blast to it in case we were fighting a boss, but we can take out the flame blast, put it somewhere else. We're always going to have enough damage for everything other than a boss. So you can attach it to the fire trap, and that's going to give you that initial spike of damage, which really helps with Scion because fire trap is 100% effectiveness. This is kind of a thing that I do. I didn't see too many people do this, but it's extremely effective, especially later on if you get Herald of Thunder, if it's like a longer race with progression. But yeah, you get to buy some rings. This will prepare you for the next zones. A ruby ring has a couple purposes. So ruby rings you always want to pick up because, well, you can get a +1 out of it with the recipe that I've explained before. Alteration, magic weapon, and then a ring of a color that you need. So red for ruby. Ruby for a red, for a +1 fire, a sapphire for a +1 cold, etc. So that's one reason. Second reason, the next zone is Caverns of Wrath, and after that it's Caverns of Anger. Caverns of Anger has a lot of exploder mobs which deal fire damage, so having a ruby will really help you because it's a difficult zone. That's why it's kind of going to be a separate video, because it's a very difficult zone to optimize. So yeah, and then obviously sapphire rings you need for Mervo. We have the Viper Strike. We can buy an iron ring if we need. It's better to just find one, but if you get really unlucky, you have too many wisdoms, you can maybe buy, like this is a 30. If I would have the wisdoms for this, you can buy this and be prepped for sins for later on. But right now you worry about rubies and sapphires. You can sell a transmute for wisdoms if you need them. However, keeping a transmute is good for quartz in the next act. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't really have much money. Like, you can, for instance, get 5 of these, sell this. This way we have 3 wisdom scrolls, and then I'll buy this one, right? We're not level 11, that's why we need to get level 11 in the next zone, in Caverns of Wrath. And Caverns of Anger, you always pretty much try and run past. But that's in the next video, so I hope this was informative. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Sadly, the racing season is starting soon, so I won't be able to finish all these videos, but I'll try and keep you informed, post my races and everything. So if you don't have all the information by then, which you probably won't, at least from this channel, I'll try and get the information out there as soon as possible. So thanks again, and see you guys in the next one. Bye!